Hi, Mom.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Voice off screen,
Voice off
Oz.
screen. Yeah, the voice off screen of Oz.
God?
So, here with you guys advance on Thermopylae today. How about we go down the line and introduce yourselves to everyone.
I'm Kyle. I play drums.
I'm Ben, I play guitar.
I'm Nick, I don't do shit.
I'm Jeremy, I do vocals.
I'm Brad, I'm about to be the new bass player. Also, rhythm guitar.
Alright, so, how about we have some history of the band? When did you guys get started? I know some members came in at different times. You want to talk about that some?
Who wants to talk about this?
I mean, when it started, it was mostly me, Kyle, and Ben. And then later we had a couple of, guys come in and out. And then Brad joined up with us. They praise be to him and his moistness. And then and then Nick finally joined up with us, which it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting.
Yeah.
So, you guys been around since 2011, is that, or 12
Yeah,
is when
roughly.
you started doing shows?
Yeah, I mean, me and Ben were in a punk project since it was my junior year, 2009, 2010, and then that kind of dissipated slowly.
Went to school at
Yeah.
Bowling Green, then came home, then kind of picked up that summer.
Our first show with the four of us here was actually at Medina County Fair.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
That video still exists somewhere in the deep web.
Well, maybe we can.
No, I've got it.
Maybe
Can
we
you edit out that he said that?
I was thinking we could maybe cut to a clip of that, but
really brief.
Yeah, really brief. As
like
in,
half a second,
Yeah.
one frame.
So, that was a great video, man.
All right, so
And now we're back from the video, right?
yeah,
Continuing
no,
with the interview.
Yeah, we're done with the interview. No. All right, so you guys have an EP out called Impasse.
Yeah.
Let's talk about when did that come out, how you recorded it, and how the reception's
Okay,
been so far.
I got you. We recorded and released the EP November, not this last November, but the one before, so that'd be 2014. We produced it and recorded it ourselves. We kind of had to go place to place to get all the setups for it. We did drums at a friend's house and all of that, and then we mixed it and we released it through Razortooth Records, and it's been pretty good. Some of the production part of it was rushed a little bit, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, for the time constraints that we had to get it done, I'm really happy with how it all turned out. I think I can say that for everybody
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And we finally were able to get something out. Because before that...
That wasn't a shitty recording of Green.
Yeah.
That bad. No, don't give me that look.
Fight. Kiss.
All right, and so was it last night or maybe it was a couple days ago? You guys played Battle of the Bands in Cleveland.
Yes.
Friday.
Friday.
Today's
You wanna
Sunday.
tell us a little about that? Tell us how that went.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
I mean,
fun.
We, just get this out of the way, we didn't win. But, it was fun. It was a good experience. It's the first time playing at the Odeon in the flats.
That was
and
cool.
It was probably one of the biggest stages we've played on.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, there's so much room. I don't know what to do with
other
myself.
than Jeremy's mic kept on cutting out through our set, but other than that, the sound was
Yeah.
pretty solid from what I heard from fans watching us and stuff. And
Yeah, and the mix on stage was incredible.
Yeah.
It was easily the nicest on-stage mix I've had ever.
Yeah, they're in the
shout
Agora.
out
We
to
always have.
Bob from Metal Mafia for
For that,
doing that
yeah.
mix.
For
He
hooking
was
us
our,
up. Yeah.
he was our
So
monitor mix engineer.
So at the Battle of the Bands, who were some other bands that you saw there that you were impressed by, that you were surprised that even existed? Because that's typically what happens.
That's
what I was thinking. I was
I'm
thinking
gonna
of-
pass this one to you.
Now,
You know if they're any good based on how much merch he bought.
Yeah, That's actually true.
If he owns all of it, they were really good. If he owned some of it, he liked something.
Steady Fire was awesome.
Yeah, those guys
they're
were sweet.
good.
Their bass player's bass cut out in the middle of the set, like their second to last song, and he couldn't get it working. So he also plays keyboards too. He just jumped behind the keyboard and started playing the bass line on the keyboard, which I
That was
thought was
awesome.
pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Nice way to recover and nice way
Yeah.
to keep the fucking flow going.
Yeah.
So there was those guys.
There's those guys. New Neighbors were really awesome. They're kind of like a mellow indie kind of rock band. They had a really they worked well together. Their sound that sounded like they had good chemistry. I remember Underground Ninja Death Squad was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Underground Ninja Death
Yeah.
Squad.
Power Trio.
That is a great name.
Yeah.
Those
We
guys
played
were
with
pretty
them
cool.
at the preliminary round, I believe.
I think.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them that we played with that I could not place them at all, and I felt bad for it. But like I remembered watching them play, I just couldn't
Yeah.
place where we played with them at.
I think I ran sound for almost every band that played there too.
Yeah, Keys and Corridors.
Yeah, Keys and Corridors, they're pretty good. They're like a alternative, like a Paramore, Flyleaf type.
Yeah,
that's
band. They're
Just,
pretty good.
just throw it out there.
Who else? Walking in Circles, they won. I mean, I think all of them are finishing up high school or just got out of high school, and they're very talented kids for what they played. Yeah.
John Dante and the Inferno.
Yeah, I also
John
know that.
Dante.
Spaceman!
That guy is
Dude
that guy is a
comes out-
trip.
Dude comes out in a full-fledged like spacesuit, helmet, and everything, and just rocks out the whole time. That's
The
awesome.
judge actually said he looked like, was it Frank Zappa on acid?
But here's the real question: when was Frank Zappa not on acid?
Well, he was actually, from what I understand, pretty sober most of his life.
Well, I'll just go fuck myself.
But I
can't
mean,
all
I
be
could
accurate.
totally,
Yeah.
I could totally see where that comes from. There's a lot of people that listen to.
Oh yeah.
Maybe with
but-
his music, because
Yeah.
it's pretty
It's
intricate
out
all
there.
over the place.
It's
Yeah.
out there.
Oh yeah. All right. So I want to talk about something else too. Recently, you had your fans vote on your new logo and banner photo. From what I understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
That
any
happened.
other? How do you feel that reaction went? And do you have any other kind of fan interaction stuff planned out in the future? Is that something that you want to
It
do?
was actually our buddy Ben from End and
End and
Echoes. He's he's their like clean vocalist,
Mhm.
and he also does graphic design and stuff like that on the side. And yeah, he just shot a couple of logos our way, and then we all kind of voted on one, and then I was just like, I'll go on Facebook and see what fans think, and they pretty much all of them decided on the one we decided on too. So and then he sent us I think it was 2 days later, he sent us a more intricate one, which is like our banner on our Facebook page. It's just like the city. It's sweet, like on fire, like the river in front of the city's like burning and stuff, and it's pretty intricate and it was really awesome. So I just set that as the banner rather than just the logo, but the logo that we decided on is in that banner too. So
As far as fan interaction goes, that's probably something we'll do more of. We always like to do it. We just never really know exactly what to do it with. So when the moment arises, we're just like, all right, let's throw it out there.
Yeah.
pretty much when we have trouble deciding what to do ourselves, we kind of
Throw it on Facebook.
Yeah. We kind of throw the responsibility at our fans.
And then when it turns out to be awful, we can just blame them.
You
wanted
No, you can't. You can never blame your fan base.
What about your heater base?
This band.
Let the puns begin.
It's
about to get punny.
Practice.
It's gonna go down.
Every practice is
all
like
downhill.
this.
Ben, you can't even be that disappointed because you do
Stop,
it too.
stop.
Ben, you started it.
I know. It just makes me uncomfortable when. Never mind.
When they do it better than you?
Make you more comfortable.
It is.
All right. So
Your hands are chilly? I should have brought a spoon.
Best best alley.
Oh my god. Oh, guys, we're trying to do an interview here.
All right.
So, a lot of that.
From what I understand, you guys are taking a break from playing live, and you're
Yeah.
going to be gearing up for some new stuff. What all does that entail? Are you going to be recording a new album soon?
Well, Friday was
As a matter of fact.
officially our last, not our last show, but our last show before
Scheduled.
we pretty much
At the
release
studio.
our next album. And pretty much from here till, I don't know, probably the beginning of May or something, we'll be recording and mixing and all that fun stuff. And then hopefully by the beginning of May, everything will be rounded up so we can send it to get mastered. And then we settled on our EP release date. It's at the Foundry, May 28th.
Step on out,
2016.
hang out, say hi to us.
Last Saturday in May. We'll fill you in on more details yet to come, because that's pretty much all we got right now.
Yeah.
Is,
Do you guys have are you guys doing this one again yourselves, or do you have a studio picked out that you want to work at?
I think the plan is to do it here again, except instead of spreading it out as far as we did, we're going to keep it all centralized. We're going to do it basically here in the basement.
Yep.
With all the stuff that we've picked up over the years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So rather than having like 30 different files of people recording things in different areas, it'd all just be one centralized location.
Yeah.
makes a
Other
lot
than
of things easier, especially like transferring files and
yeah.
stuff like that. That
just
sometimes can be a hassle.
just because of like the resources and us having like when we had to release our last EP, we couldn't get it mastered. So this one, it is in the plans to actually be sent out to be mastered if time allows.
Time will allow.
Time will. It
We'll make it
will. Don't you worry, that pretty little beard of yours.
This just in, time will allow, so this one it will be mastered,
Good. Good.
but no plans on where yet.
Is there any stories you guys want to talk about right now? Any stuff happened at recent shows? Any band nonsense? Nobody blowing out each other's anything up, breaking anything?
There's
Well,
always been nonsense.
Yeah, that's
I
just...
specifically remember this one show. It was around. Actually, it was February 13th of last year. We were at the Agora, and you know, we all like to put on a good stage show and whatnot. And Ben went super hard that night.
he was going ham.
He was tuckered out at the end of the show. So he decided to take a nap behind our merch booth, and then wakes up with everybody's coats on him. He was pretty warm. Pretty comfortable.
Thanks for being gentle with the telling of the story.
There was one, I think it was the Mushroom Head show. You know, when you're playing the Outpost on the main stage, you're kind of a little cramped, especially when there's a band backlining it. Me and Nick were standing kind of like close together, and I think I was like coming up from like doing a headbang, and I just look up and I see Nick's headstock on his bass, like right here, and I ended up just going like, boom. Pretty sure I chipped my tooth on that one, actually.
That's a bad time.
Yeah, it's alright though. It's metal. It's cool.
Even though
Playing
it was
with
a bad
Mushroom
time,
Head show.
it was still a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
Playing with Mushroom Head was really cool.
The stripper.
But they took up so much room with their back. Like, I think we had a good, 4 feet to,
I felt like I was in the
their
Allman
amps.
Brothers.
Yeah,
We
between
may just have to
drum set
get
was
creative
set
with our
between
movements, though.
the-
So that was something.
Yeah, we were so limited. There was a point where I remember looking over and I see Ben and Nick looking at each other. They're just looking like they're dueling with their fucking guitars, just moving back and forth and everything.
Sword fighting with their guitars.
Yeah.
I
With their wood.
signed a stripper at the Mushroom.
Yeah, I think all of us signed a stripper.
There was this girl walking around, and she would just walk up to you with a Sharpie and be like, "Hey, sign me!" So, I mean, what, a half-naked girl walks up to you, what are you going to do? Sign her, obviously. I mean, come on, man. She caught you and Brian, out in the parking lot?
Yeah, Brian,
Yeah.
our keyboard player who couldn't make it, but
Yeah.
we were loading my stuff up, and she walks up to me, and I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was out of it. She claims she was on Xanax, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So she's talking to us. She's like, "Oh my God, I loved your guys' set so much." She's like, "I was in the mosh pit, being flung around and stuff," and we're like, "Well, looks like you're already having a good time." And she's like, "Oh, I'm having a great time," and I'm like, "Clearly, you're having a good time." She's like, "Hey, do you want to sign my body?" And I'm like, Of course I want to sign your body. Like, I'm not going to not sign it. So she's like standing there with us for like 10 minutes. Mind you, this was back in when
November.
Was it? November?
Black Friday.
So it was cold, and she was like wearing
Scantily
nothing.
clad.
Yeah.
She was wearing nothing, and I'm like, okay, one, it's freezing. What are you doing out here without a jacket on, young lady?
Where is your mother, young lady?
So she's like digging around in her purse, and she's like pulling all this random stuff out of it, not the marker. And I'm like, all right, like let's get on with this.
Yeah.
And she had this like jacket over her shoulder, which should have been on her body. And she like reaches in the pocket, and she's like, "Oh, I found it." And I'm like, "It was in the jacket pocket the whole time, of course."
As
So
you're standing out in the cold.
Yeah, so she hands it to me, and she's like, "Here, sign my body." I'm like, "All right, where do you want me to sign?" She's like, "Wherever you want to."
Oh man.
I'm like, "I guess I'll sign like your back or whatever." And she like turns around and just pulls down her pants, and I'm like, well.
One line. That's my signature there.
Right ass cheek it is.
I call alrighty.
And she's like, "Well, you can leave your number," and I'm like, "I'll see you around." And that's the story of how I signed a stripper.
That's a good story.
That's
It's one to tell your grandchildren.
You would have done the same thing, Kyle.
I would have done way more. I would have signed more. I would have just. Never mind. You know what?
No.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
'Cause you're gonna
Chop.
see her again at another show and just be like, "Hey guys, you remember me?" And you'll be like,
Who would I remember you?
She's gonna go.
Of course.
She's gonna go up to Brad, turn around, pull down her pants, and be like, "Oh, yep, I remember you."
Turns out she actually got it tattooed.
I was just
onto
thinking
her-
that.
No, so by the end of the night, she had a good 20 to 30 signatures just all over the
She was
place.
covered.
And yeah,
Props to her.
at one point, I think she said something. She was literally a stripper and worked at. We weren't.
No, yeah,
making
she was-
this up.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, I wanted all these signatures because I think it would be interesting conversation talk for my job when I
Yeah.
go and strip for people." We were like, "Oh,
cool story,
Right.
bro.
You know, that's a lot better than like, "Hey, where's the coke at?" When you're trying
yeah, no."
Yeah, at least she just
We're the
asked for
exciting
signatures,
rock
not
star
drugs
band
or
for
alcohol.
sure.
Final plugs for you have the EP release date, and are there any other plug where you can find Impasse and anything else you can think? Your Facebook page.
Jeremy, can you lean back real quick? I'm sorry. Thank you.
She wants to see my face too, Dick.
And then any and all plugs. So, where can we find your EP at?
Everywhere.
Pretty much every digital retailer out there: Spotify, iTunes,
Google Play,
Google Play,
I think
literally
Xbox,
everything.
PSN.
Yeah,
like-
everything.
You can find it on our Facebook page
Um,
and stream it.
Pretty sure it still should be on razortoothrecords.com as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we released it through them, and pretty much
Physical.
covers it.
If you want a physical copy, just hit up the band Facebook page, and we can set up arrangements to
Yeah.
mail one out.
Yeah. We take payments online with the whole like Square thing too. So.
And you can buy the T-shirts and stuff online too, or is that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't have an online store set up with it still. So there's a lot of stuff in the works, but that's one of them.
I mean, if
Okay.
you can email us at advanceonthermopylae@gmail.com.
Since you're not gonna
message us
remember,
on Facebook. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter at AOT Tweets,
Okay.
Instagram, Advance on Thermopylae. We're on Reverbation as well.
Okay.
So
and you're not gonna remember or understand how to spell Thermopylae, and that's okay. I don't either.
He's the bass player.
So, instead, you just Google "Advance On," and we should be the first suggestion in Google. "Advance on Thermopylae."
That's actually
That's
kinda
how
neat.
you spell it.
yeah,
So-
it's moving up.
So
From like Advance on Thermop to Advance on
Yeah.
Google bar. So
so
One of these days, it's just gonna be advanced. It's gonna be like Advance on Thermopylae, Game Boy Advance, and then I don't know, like
And then
Advance
this guy's
Warfare.
rival, Advanced Auto Parts.
Yeah, Advance Auto Parts.
Yeah, that my company's about to buy anyway, so whatever.
There you go. That's good.
Good shout out there.
Yeah. Shout out to the O'Reilly Empire, son.
Speaking of shout outs, I'm going to shamelessly throw these out, and I'm going to be forgetting a couple, so I apologize to all of our friends.
Hey Ben, does your butt hurt?
Before
Little whore,
you can stop before some awful pun thing happens. Taken in vain, sense of purpose, titans in time, a filthy sound, defy reality, end in echoes, as dark as day, Malice 213, Aurora sink the ship. You guys are awesome, and there's many more friends that we've made along the way, and I feel so bad that I didn't get everyone down here right now, but I waited to the last minute, so...
Check them out. They're awesome. We love all of you guys.
Cool people.
Definitely what those two said.
Yeah.
You might have to run that whole list back in slow-mo, because he said that really fast. But
I did say that fast. I was really excited. Taken in vain, sense of purpose, titans in time, a filthy sound, defy reality, end in echoes.
I thought I drank a lot of energy drink. Shit.
YouTube has that awesome
Nothing amps you up more than nerves.
That awesome feature that lets you slow down the video. Do that.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
And then we're gonna cut to a clip of that. And
A filthy sound. Maybe we should all do some like wacky motions. You can slow it down.
we need to get one of those like those really
I can help myself.
those really high frame rate cameras, like the rated RR guy that like shoots iPhones and stuff,
Yeah.
like really slow motion. That's what we need. And just see all the little chin hairs as you move your face.
Can you? Let's just little side note here. It's someone's job to shoot iPhones. Let's just throw that one out there.
yeah, that's it.
Like,
What the fuck are we doing?
like I'm making sandwiches and someone's out there is like, send me your iPhones and I will shoot them to make money.
Do you need a degree for that? Because if not, I quit. I'm going to do that for a living.
I think you need a degree in shooting stuff really good.
Okay.
Can I get that at Tri-C?
Can't get A's or B's? Try C. I can't.
All right, guys.
On the spot,
I didn't, no, I didn't come up with it.
Which is funny.
Thanks.
Well, C's do get degrees, Kyle. So
They do. That's my motto.
All right, I think we're good, guys.
Awesome.
All right.
It's
Thanks, Tyler.
it's been
Yeah,
a
thank you, man.
Thanks, Dick Butt.
a good night. Well,
This can get
see you again soon.
this can get
Hopefully.
way less awkward really fast.